What's up guys, Design Syndrome here, welcome back to the channel. This is the second video I'm doing in a collaboration with Maria Tokar, a graphic designer and digital artist, in which each of us will begin the process of making a poster and the other one will have to finish it. Rules are pretty simple. We each are gonna make a starting composition that the other one can slightly change, but of course we can add whatever we want on top of it. In this video I'll be completing Maria's draft, so if you haven't watched that part of the process, please go right now to her channel to see her making this initial draft. You can go from my links below or click in this card thing here. So keep in mind, I haven't seen what Maria has sent to me, so let's get over to Photoshop. Should be pretty interesting. And let's dive in. Oh wow, okay. Yeah, I really like this. Pretty dope also. On the mushroom. I actually have a pretty interesting, maybe for another time, story on mushrooms, but let's leave that for another video. I have an idea of what I want to do with this. I like it. Okay, I really like the figure in the background and the thing with the mushrooms. The word, I'm gonna try to change it just a bit, but keeping again the initial like composition, the hierarchies will stay the same, but I'm gonna change it a little bit, add some effects and also some other elements to make it more my style and see if we can make a good merger of styles, you know? Here I might be cheating, I don't know. I'm gonna just change the type a little bit. I'm gonna try to go for the same feeling to not mess the hair initial like draft so much. But I just want a bit more of a squarer font, because I wanna drop it behind the mushrooms, right? To make like a more framed composition on the top part. I just wanted to do something a bit more straight without deforming the type that much. And actually the look in my eyes, I think we might keep it. I'm gonna see if I can tweak it a bit. Actually, maybe we can even move the words even more. I think I need a bit more contrast in the background image, so I'm gonna do a curves adjustment. Maybe something like that, and I will do the same gradient map for the mushrooms. And I'm gonna clip it to the mushrooms. Then afterwards, of course, I think I'll end up changing this, but I'm just trying things out right now. Actually, I think the words are gotta get back to the way they were, because I think I'm changing the composition too much now. I'm not really sure. I think maybe we need to match a bit the perspective from the mushrooms to the one she did to the face here. I don't know if she did this or it's from the scan or whatever. So let's just try to blend it a bit more so it coexists a bit better, you know. So to do that, let's drop in. Remember to change your colors to black and white when you're about to do some filter gallery. So let's go to there. I have it already loaded up because it's the usual that I do. A torn edges on top of a halftone pattern. So first let's do a bit less contrast and a bit less size. Sorry, more size. So we have a clearer view on the halftone dots. So like that, and then we enable the torn edges on top of it, and you get that nice like halftone texture of dot work. Let's play a bit with the contrast. Something like this, I think works. Actually, let's do the same to the woman in the background, just to add that contrast and pop to it so it sticks out a bit more. And actually, we might change the colors then to the mushrooms to really bring them out. And let's do the same for the woman. Okay, actually, I've changed my mind on this. I'm gonna apply one new texture that I'm working on. Okay, so these textures are gonna be for free in one of my next tutorials, so remember to click the notify bell button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss that. So I wanna use one of these for the face of the lady, just to make it really trippy, you know, to bring a bit more emphasis to the idea of the shrooms. I don't know if this is what the initial idea of Maria, but I'm gonna take it there. I'm gonna place this here, and these textures I've worked on them so they work on overlay, so you can use them to make effects like this. So let's get rid of the curves for this one. Let's place the curves above the woman, and now on top of the texture, let's drop a levels, and we can make stuff like this. You see? And now we can go back and edit the curves that will change the values on the face of the woman, and you can really start to get some things like this. Let's try some different colors on the lady. Ooh, actually I like the black and white and the mushrooms on color. These are all from my gradient map pack. You can get it from the link below. There is a free version also, so don't worry. I actually kind of like a more mute color for the lady than the mushrooms really like exploding. Actually, I have one for that. It's from the vintage section here. I like this. Something like this works. And now let's tweak the mushrooms. We can go to the vintage one and do the same one, but let's change the color on this end of the spectrum. This color, let's get rid of it. We'll get a more of a faded gradient map, but we'll fix it in just a bit. Maybe some yellow like this, really vibrant. Or the orange looks fire also. I think something like this works. Let's see a fluor. Something like this, and then we can click here to make another node of the same color, and if we drag it all the way to the darker node, you see you get more of a harsh blend. Now I want to add some more typographic elements to the bottom part to add more hierarchy to the piece. Big props to Maria, amazing collage. Actually here I'm going to change the composition a bit because I feel like it's lacking on the bottom part and I don't want to just add things. I kind of like this breathing room that it has, so I'm going to bring the top part to the bottom and make the type a bit larger. This is also to emphasize even more the initial hierarchies that Maria did for the poster. And to this is from a new free pack that I have that's called Assembly, that has all these kind of figurines. And I want to make it like it's actually looking like it's really small. So I might add some lines here just to make it a bit more interesting and give it more direction from the graphic standpoint. And let's enlarge the don't. Control T and drag it up. Something like that. I think it works really cool. No, my camera had died. I just realized it. But okay, moving on, I guess. Something like this I really like. Now let's add some of our logos. And right now I think like the final composition, it's like this. I really like it. So now I'm gonna just finish it, adding some final touches and textures and some final effects. Now I'm just trying how different gradient maps look over the entire thing. This one's cool. This one I like, but I feel like kind of we lose too much of the mushrooms. So actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring this back to the lady. Ooh, I like that. Like I feel like I like this palette more. Actually, let's change the green. That green I like more. Something a bit more washed out, you know? It has better contrast, I think, for the readability of it. Now on top of everything, I'm gonna drop a curves adjustment layer to really dial it in, the values that I like. I like to increase the contrast just by dropping the mid to shadows just a bit and enhancing the highlights. And now we're gonna bring one more final texture. You can grab this pack from my store. There's also a free one, you already know how it is. Drop this one on top of everything. Okay guys, this is finished, so here is the final result. I really like how it turned out. Now let's hop real quick on a call with Maria to see what she thinks about it.
The next day.
Hi Maria, how you doing?
Hi Mauro, I'm doing great.
Amazing. Okay.
Finished like
yeah,
the relief.
Amazing. Was it fun
Yeah.
to work on another poster?
It was, yeah, it was a bit scary first, the amount of work that I realized I will have because it was so open. I didn't expect that.
For me, it was super fun. Like I really like to having to figure it out, and also it's really cool to see how other designers kind of work and like sort of face how they manage the file and everything. So that was really cool.
It seems like you start your posters with typography first.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I tend to do that.
I do it at the very end. I focus more on the image, and here I saw only type. So I thought like the main thing I should figure out like to put whatever image I can.
I sort of try to do that because for most times I already have an idea. I want to make a poster about something in particular, so I type that word or that phrase or whatever and then start to play around with that. Sometimes the word doesn't even stay, sort of like a trigger to start doing something. And yeah, sometimes if I find a really cool image or show some cool effect or whatever.
Okay, so let's take a look at each other's posters. I'm really curious.
So okay guys, now we're gonna see Maria's reaction to my finished piece of her draft.
Let's see. Okay. I tried to challenge you with making this chaotic layout and you just switched it back. Yeah, but I love the color scheme. Okay, yeah, I think you made it like you created a lot more depth to it, especially with this purple color. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's really your style, and you know, it reminds me a little bit of like a magazine cover. Like I could imagine it, something like that. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty impressed with that. Like honestly. Okay. So guys, if you want to support our channels, both of these prints will be available in our print stores. I'm gonna leave the links down below. And also guys, remember, if you want to see the inverse process, you don't want to miss that of me starting the process and Maria finishing it, you can find the first of that video series here, and also you can find it in my channel or in the link below. So it was really fun to do this little challenge. Hope it was informative and learn something. Maybe you get a chance to see that different designers really work really differently, and it's okay, your process is your own. Don't second guess yourself, you just embrace whatever it is that you do and go full on with it. And don't forget to subscribe to my and Maria's channels. We put out a lot of graphic design related content, tutorials, and our thoughts on different topics. So I don't think you really want to miss any of that. Again guys, thank you for watching, and if you wish to support the channel further, I have a massive selection of free and paid graphic design assets such as textures, graphics packs, mockups, and more. You can check them out from the store link below, it helps me a lot. So yeah, that was everything. See you in the next one. Fuck peace, wish you conflict.